Hi guys, I'm Shmi and welcome to Le Mans. It is 24-hour race weekend. This is a pretty big event and I'm out here with Ford. Ford have 4 cars entered, 4 of the new GTE race cars on what is a pretty special anniversary for the team. They're coming back to mark the 50th anniversary of the first 1-2-3 podium of the Ford GT40 in 1966, with the 4 cars from Ford Performance and Chip Ganassi Racing entering into the GTE Pro class. Now we're going to be able to take a little look behind the scenes and see what goes on during this race weekend. I've already covered my journey down. I drove down in one of the Ford Focus RSs, which we're shortly going to be going out in for the parade lap ahead of the event getting underway later. There are also a lot of Mustangs and some other cars we're going to be showing too. So I drove down. We also yesterday when we got here got to check out the new Mark III Ford GT as well, and I'll just head up towards that in a moment. So the sort of schedule of events, we're going to take a look at the parade lap, then we're going to go check out the whole sort of hospitality behind the scenes, the pit boxes and everything that's going on as part of this pretty major event. And there's quite a long line of these cars you can see behind me, a car I've really enjoyed driving up to this point. Let me spin the camera around though, because in front of me there are a lot of Mark II GTs. The parade is going to be led by the Ford GT40s themselves, the original cars, followed up by this group, Owners Club, some cars even from America, cars from Germany, France, the UK, travelled far and wide to be here as part of this special occasion. So yeah, take your pick. All sorts of different colours. Dark blue and silver looks pretty nice, as does the Heritage Golf livery. And then we get up to this chap, the Mark III, the brand new Ford GT. This is a production specification prototype of the car. 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6. They're only saying good for 600 horsepower. We've got a little bit of time to go before we know the full details, but it is a seriously impressive car. Look at the aerodynamics, the way you can see all the way through under the flying buttresses there. There's an active rear wing that comes up, of course, for braking. The centre exhaust pipes at the back. It's a pretty good looking thing, and this is of course going to be in the parade along with the Mark IIs and the Mark Is. You just come around the front. What a special car. So this is going to be very exciting with all the GTs up towards the front. There's even a Mark II GT race car over there that's going to be part of the parade. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens as things get underway, and like I said, we'll show you the story of Le Mans 24 hours from the Ford Performance team. This is going to be a really good day, well, a really good 2 days actually, the whole weekend. We're lined up, and over there are the GT40s joining the front of the parade. We've got the cars that came second and third. Oh, I can just see the victorious car sneaking through to the front over there. We've got Ford's hospitality unit there, which is quite a nice place to be watching from. We are in the Focus RS behind all of the GTs as we line up for the start straight. end of the parade lap. The car's just pulling off to the side. The next set ready to go after us. It's good fun. Following the two Focus RSs. We'll now pull back into the paddock. Following the parade lap, we just came down to the pit lane. We're a little bit too late to pop out for the grid walk, unfortunately. The atmosphere is still unbelievably awesome. We're going to head over to see what's next. Maybe have a little quick squeeze, but I'm not sure I can see anything here. To get a quick look, I've come up to the hospitality box above the Ford pits, which is quite cool. So we can see out over the start line, see some of the action, some drivers and the teams getting all their stuff ready. All the cars parked just behind the pit wall here, so it's quite hard to actually see too much at the moment, but there's a lot of atmosphere. It's obviously a very exciting time with everybody getting ready and started for this year's event, which gets underway around about an hour from now. The cars, of course, qualify in first, second, fourth, and fifth. So only only third place has gone to another car. So they're doing rather well. Everybody's in high spirits and hopes for this race, trying to make it through the 24 hours. The race got started, but just as it did so, the heavens opened. All of the cars came in for tyre swaps. The race was starting under safety car. You can hear the cars blasting around in the background, but taking it obviously slowly to start, but it's a long race. 24 hours. This is a long way to go. Voices are crazy. This is the LMP1 cars coming past. The Ford GT sound is very distinctive. We've already been able to work it out. See the V6. The road car is a version of a race car. They are basically built to be the same. They were developed at the same time. That's pretty cool. Noise is just immense being here. So pit boxes. This is the Ford pit box behind us. Car 66, 67, 68, and 69. Hopefully we'll get a look into there later. Now we're going to go hang out at the hospitality area. It's pretty loud. We're going to go over there. We're a couple of hours into the race. It's probably pretty hard to hear me because I've come into the pit box, the garage, to take a look around. Now, a bit of a background because there are 4 Ford GT race cars taking part in this event. Two of them are from North America, from the IMSA race series, and 2 of them are from Europe, from the World Endurance Championship. So they're kind of being run all together. So we've got a little tour through the garage. It starts here in the storage area. Right there, or the front body shell, all sorts of different bits and pieces. Spares, I think there are 3 sets of spares for every part of the car, which is quite a fun fact. So you've got literally all of everything, which is pretty mental. All the different tyres, different tyre compounds and things. So there's a lot going on. I realise at this point I don't actually think we can see. So hopefully at some point we're going to see them. Hopefully we're also going to come back in here later tonight. You probably can't hear me, so I'll just run the video and let you know if there's anything interesting as we go through. The brakes for the car, they do a full change halfway through the race. It takes 1.5 minutes to change the entire thing. Jump ahead a couple of hours and it's now pretty late into the night. The Ford GTs are running in first, third and fifth. I was about to say, you'll have to excuse the noise. It gets very, very loud up here when the cars go by, but the number 68 car is out in front. Hopefully we're shortly going to have a pit stop. We're up above the pit garages for the 4 cars, 69, 68, 67 and 66. Basically just waiting for one to come by. Check out what happens when they pit stop, so driver change, tyre swap, whatever's going on when they come in. Cars are running pretty well, so it's all very exciting so far. back. You join us now for the final couple of hours of the race. The Ford GTs are running in 1st, 3rd, 4th and 9th, so a pretty good performance so far. Just a Ferrari 488 spoiling the fun in 2nd place, but we'll head back over to the hospitality to check out the final few hours and see how it finishes up. While we're here though, it would have been rude not to come and look at this trio. You probably already know what this is. These are the cars, the Ford GT40s that came 1st, 2nd and 3rd in 1966. Almost priceless machines when they had that podium trio 50 years ago. And basically the reason that we're even here in the first place today, this whole sort of re-entry to the event for Ford is all to do with the heritage and history and achievement of this trio back then when Ford brought the cars over to compete against the Italians, against the Ferraris, and were ultimately successful in that year's event. And a fun fact, if you didn't know, the finish line, this car, when it crossed the line to win, with Bruce McLaren at the wheel, Bruce McLaren of the company we now know as McLaren Automotive, they were trying to do a sort of flying finish with the 3 cars, so it literally just crossed the line in front of Ken Miles, driving in the number 1 car as well. But these, they're basically priceless. I mean, how on earth would you ever put a figure on the head of this car, which has also been through a complete restoration, perfectly brought back over 2 years to its original state. But these are just, well, pretty breathtaking to see. The race is over, and in the GTE Pro class, Ford came 1st, 3rd and 4th, Ferrari 488 in 2nd. LMP1 though was pretty crazy. Porsche have ended up walking away with the win after having been rotating with the Toyota car all the way through. The Toyota car was at the front until the final 5 minutes when there was an issue. The Porsche car slipped through, and they've taken 1st place for the 2nd year in a row at LMP1. So we're going to see some of the prize giving up there in a moment. How's it going? And yeah, we'll see what happens. There we have it, the end of the 2016 Le Mans 24 Hours. Pretty successful one for Ford, of course. 1st, 3rd and 4th. That's sort of above and beyond what was hoped for from this event. They've come back 50 years later and done it again, taking 1st place in the GTE Pro class. So that gives the new Ford GT race pedigree, of course. It's a race-winning car. This is number 69, the car that came 3rd, and then tucked in over towards the back you have cars number 67 and 66, which were 4th and 9th in the other order. 68 was the winning car, which is parked elsewhere at the moment, but this is the Parc Fermé with all of the cars parked up, looking a little bit worse for wear and very different to how they started at the beginning yesterday. 24 hours of racing. There's a lot of wear on the cars. Mission success then, and it's been a pretty wonderful weekend all around, driving down from London in the Focus RS via Paris, and then getting to check out the new Ford GT, the road car as well, and then wrapping it all up now with victory here at the 24 Hours. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this adventure and coverage of this year's event. That is it for now though. I will catch up with you again very soon. Cheers. Audi have released the upgraded version of the RS6, the RS6 Performance, which is what this. Of course, we've got the Brabus 500 G500 4x4 where they